Hello and welcome to day 2 of the Halloween Craft Countdown at Craft with Sarah. I'm releasing a brand new Halloween craft every day for 20 days. Today's craft are these handmade penny slider cards. Penny sliders are really fun because they're an interactive card where the image moves along the edge of the card using a magical little ingredient. Can you guess it from the name? That's right, a couple of pennies. That's all that's needed to turn an everyday card into something magical. Let's see how to make them. There are 4 penny slider SVGs included at the link which you can find in the description underneath this video. All of these can be uploaded into Cricut Design Space so that you can cut them on a Cricut machine. If you're not sure how to do that, again, check the description as I've added a link to another video which shows how to download SVG files from my website and then upload them into Cricut Design Space. I've already done that for this circular template and this is how it will load in. I've also already found the image that I want to add to my card. So the reason this has got 6 little circles at the bottom is in case you don't actually have any pennies to construct the penny slider card. I really wanted to make penny slider cards, but I had a look in my purse and I didn't have any, so I had to think of an alternative. What I'm going to do is cut these 6 pieces out of thick cardstock and then glue them together so that they'll end up about the same height as 2 pennies and use that to make the card. This has the benefit that it is lighter, which means your card won't be as front heavy as if you were using real pennies. But there's also a downside to that, which is it isn't quite heavy enough to move the little ghost around as effectively as it would do if you did have real pennies. So there's kind of pros and cons to using real pennies, and there's pros and cons to using the little card circles. So it's up to you which one you are going to use. If you're going to use the real pennies, then you don't need the circles. So what you can do is click on them in the layers panel and just press delete on your keyboard to get rid of them. But I do need them, so let's bring those back. And now I can think about the size I want to make this. I'm going to add this to a pre-made card blank that I've already started to decorate. So I want my card to be 5 inches by 5 inches. I'm also going to play about with the background a bit. So in the layers, you can see you've got this grey square. I'm not going to cut this because I've already cut a square out of pattern paper using my paper trimmer. So let's hide that one. And then I have 2 pieces left and they're both showing as black at the moment. I'm going to cut them from gold. So just to make this a bit easier for you to see what I'm doing, let's make these a gold colour. Now my gold card that I've got is kind of mirror card, so it is really thick. So it would be a good card to cut my red circles from too. You want to make sure your circles are cut from thick card, not thin card. The thicker the better to enable the image to go around the side. When you choose the picture that you want to go on top of the penny slider, make sure that it's bigger than the red circles so you're not going to see them under the other side. My ghost is showing at the bottom at the moment, so let's go arrange, center front, and there we go. So you can see he covers up those red circles perfectly. You can't see any of it poking out, so he is a good size. Let's make these red circles gold, so press color sync on the top right. I'm just going to drag them all over to the gold color. And remember, you don't have to do these the same colour, you can do it out of any card, and it's great for using up your scraps of thicker card that you might have because you only need these little circles. This is ready for me to go ahead and cut, so I'm going to do that and then I'll show you how to stick it all together. Here's all my design cut out, and you can see now why I didn't want the background square behind this, because I've made this one go a little bit bigger. And I've decorated this background with one of my favorite card making products, and I'm going to be showing you how I did this and what I used in one of the later Halloween Craft Countdown videos. So if you want to make your own pretty backgrounds like this, make sure you sign up to the Craft Countdown to make sure you don't miss out. So because I don't have any actual pennies, I'm going to need to stick these little circles together. There are 6 in total. I'm going to stick 3 together and then the other 3. And because this is mirror card and it's, you know what, I shouldn't have put the glue on all 3 bits, I should have just put them on 2. Anyway, what I was saying is that because this is mirror card, it's quite thick. So the three of them together does kind of make the same thickness as a penny. It's just not quite as heavy, but hopefully it'll still work. So what I'm going to do, because I've put the glue on the top of there, is I'll add the back layer of my ghost. Although, do I need foam on that? Trying to decide if I want to add some foam pad on that. I might do. I'm going to leave it for now. It'll dry. Let's glue these ends together, and this time remember that I only need the glue on 2 of them. Okay. Stick those together. Right, so that's making my little faux penny. And then here I've got the middle for my my base of my slider, and I'm going to stick this on with 3D foam pads because you want a little bit of depth behind it. Here are my foam pads. Oops, I just put my finger into all that glue. That was probably to be expected. You watch, I'll do it again in a minute. So I'm going to add a foam pad to all of the corners on here. I've already glued down these layers on my card, by the way. And then some to the edges. You want to make sure you've got enough room around the circle that your penny or your little circles of card can move freely around it and not get stuck on the foam. So if you need to trim your foam a bit smaller, then do that. But I think that'll be okay as is. So now I can peel the tops off of the foam. And stick it on. And this goes exactly in the middle of the card. Like that. I'm terrible at sticking things on straight, so I think that's kind of okay. There. Next, we're going to put this in the middle. So more, oops, you see I just did a mistake straight away. You want to make sure with this one as well that your foam isn't right up to the edge, otherwise the slider part isn't going to be able to move around it. So I nearly made a critical error there, but caught it just in time. There we are, 4 pieces. And this goes in the middle, and try and get it as evenly in the middle as you can, as that will help the mechanism work better. Okay, next we're going to start making up the slider. So take your penny or one of your pieces of card and then just sort of tuck it in so that it sits underneath those 2 layers. And I've managed to tuck mine in a bit too far there. Get my weeding tool. Okay. I think my problem is my glue's not dry, so I've just pulled the layers apart. So there you go, there's another mistake for you. Don't do it until all your glue is dry. I'm making all the mistakes so that you don't have to. Alright, so now I want to put a little bit of foam in the middle of that. I'm going to need to cut it smaller. So just a thin strip. And that will go in the middle like that. And then we can put the other circles on top. And that is our little slidey thing. You can see it will move all the way around. Because we've trapped it under the gap, it's not going to come out. Next we can add the ghost on top, and I will just glue it on. You could use foam pads, but I think because it's already quite raised, it doesn't really need to be raised up anymore. Let's glue these 2 bits together. And then that glue's kind of dried now, so I'll add a bit more. Put the little ghosty on there. And then you want to be a bit careful until it's dried so that it doesn't fall apart. But you can see it's going to move all about around there. I don't want to push it too much right now. But that is my little slider, and it will move about when you tilt it once it's all dry. And there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make a penny slider card with a Cricut machine. Now, as I said, there are several different templates available on my blog for free, so check the link in the description. I've got a circle one like this. There's also a straight line across and a wavy line that goes like that, and also a diagonal line that goes from one corner of a card to another. So that's really helpful if you want to make a different scene. So maybe you could have a football going along, or if you've got the waves, you could maybe put a boat on it. So there really is an endless amount of opportunity to customize these penny slider cards to the person that you're making it for or the theme that you're making your card. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make penny slider cards with your Cricut machine. Don't forget to grab the free SVGs. There's a link in the description underneath this video. To make sure you don't miss out on any of this year's Halloween Craft Countdown, go to craftwithsarah.com/Halloween 2021 to sign up and get all of the daily crafts straight to your inbox. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Bye!